Alright, we're going to do a quick hike here at Forestville Mystery Cave State Park, located in Preston, Minnesota. I'm going to use the chest rig and a salt pack right here. I'm going to put a little bit of gear in it. It's supposed to rain, so I'll be prepared for that. Rain over pants, rain over jacket, distilled water, food, medicine, tape, monster tape, medical supplies, first aid, sanitizer, and it's simple. A little bit of ghillie. Kind of overdid the maul attachments on these, so I'm gonna probably take some off here one day as soon as I feel like it. I'm gonna rock the boonie hat. I'm gonna put the body cam here on the boonie hat. We're originating at Site 42. I'm going to be camping here tonight. So our planned hike is this green route. This is approximately 2.5 miles right here. Starting off here, so we're going to go this way. Find this entry trail. There are a bunch of trails here. There's another one I really want to do that I didn't map, but we don't have the time. We are going to run out of daylight. We're lucky to get this one in, honestly. Site 39 is actually non-reservable. This is a defunct site, at least as of now. And it's good that it is because it's very, very small. It's very close to the road here. The tent pad is right next to the road. And the path to the vault toilet, people got to cut through your site to get to the vault toilet. So there's a litany of reasons why they would defunct this site, in my opinion, but the number's still up. So we're going to check out these plush vault toilets. Then we're going to head out. Not too bad. And my sister did mention the raccoons are pretty comfortable here, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to do some end user testing and we'll be back in a moment. Alright, not too bad. There's another one too. It's a reasonable chance it's going to start raining. Well, this is my first hike with my new boots. These are my summer, spring, and fall boots. And I'm going to have a dedicated winter pair this year, which I haven't got those yet. But this is my first hike breaking them in officially. I've been breaking them in just wearing them at home like slippers, and had a quick one at Cascade River, quick camp, no hike, and a couple scouts in Grand Marais. So the trail is this way. This looks like a cool site. 38. Okay. You know, I stayed at site 30 down there. And I think it was October or fall of 2023. I actually saw a UFO there. So we're at the entry point for this trail. This trail's kind of like we're gonna go around. So we're gonna work our way back here when we're done. Now, I was wondering what this structure is because I've seen it in my own personal scout of this campground. But I won't show anybody because I don't feel like it. Huh. Alright, so there's a little mini part here, this little mini area. We're just gonna take a look at it real quick since it's so close. There's kind of like a horse manure smell in the air. These are stairs. They're the long double-strided kind. I think one of my boots on the left is making a squeaking sound, which is not good. That's not a good sign. And the leaves really came down here. This is the first of the really massive fall leaves, even though everything's pretty green still. We got some mud here. All right, right at the tip here. So this is some kind of an area you can look at. Like most areas. Mosquitoes are a little hefty with their aggression. This is good mosquito nursery environment. I like the leaves on there. So this is the South Branch Root River right here. All right. It's like raccoon prints in the mud. I really like them leaves in the water like that. I'm hearing thunder in the background, so we might get hit. With some heavy rain. Really, my only concern with that is ruining the microphone on the body cam. Alright, so we took a look at this little area right here, just off the campground. The campground has this snake part up here, the main campground, and then down here there's two loops, which I call the testicular loops. Ooh. Lots and lots and lots of stairs. Okay. Probably overdid that. Okay. I'm already feeling my quads get hit. Hamstrings not yet, but the quads are definitely feeling it. That's the top part of the thighs. Hamstrings is the bottom. Whew. For some reason that horse manure smells pretty plush right in this area. No, there's a horse camp around here. That's probably the culprit. So in the tradition of working out the antagonistic muscles, the hamstrings are now joining the quads and getting hit. Whew. You know, the smell of excrement has a talent for making moments less joyous, but that's okay. Okay, right here. Our goal is we're gonna go around here. I think so. Let me check on my version. Yeah, right here. I'm gonna go around. And we're gonna meet back, we're gonna backtrack here. This is where we're gonna end it right here where we're starting it. We're going on the Maple Ridge Trail Loop. And it's mainly the main trail we're gonna be touching on that I can see called out here. Alright, here we go. More thunder in the distance. I think technically it was already supposed to be non-stop downpouring, really. So we're getting a little lucky here. There we go. We got some rain coming in. I gotta make sure that I keep my pants relatively dry. So I'm gonna don the rain over pants immediately. I'm not gonna worry about my upper body at this time. So I'm already gonna be sweating, and I got the assault pack and the chest rig to cover a lot of it. And with the sweat, I'll probably get wetter anyways. So here's that upper portion of the campground I was just telling you about. It's got like a snake here. Rain sounds pretty heavy, so I might have to put the rain over jacket on as well. It's pretty heavy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Once it starts hitting, you don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna have to put the body cam on the chest rig, even though there might be a little bit more noise. I want to kind of shield it more from the rain, just to be safe. I got my wiper out too, so I'm gonna be wiping it on occasion. There we go. All right, and we're golden. The hood of the Rain Over wasn't quite hitting me well with the boonie on. Now I know. I actually ditched my glasses too. Put them in the chest rig. Okay, so here is an intersection, and I do have another hike routed over in this area, which is a longer one. We won't be doing that one today. That's almost a 5-mile hike around here. So what we're gonna do here is continue this way, and then it's gonna curve to the left. And we're making our way towards the entrance or the ranger station, the check-in area. And I do prefer to have the body cam on the boonie hat for different reasons. More stability, less clangy sounds. It's not too practical now though, because it'll be at the top of my head with all the rain. So until it simmers down with the rain, I'm going to keep it on the chest rig. I always kind of feel like a deer when I cross the road on trails like this. Another decision point. Let's make sure we're going to go the intended direction. It looks like this will take you to Forestville, that direction. Alright, so we're going to head this way. This is our planned route. The upper part of my right ankle is getting a little bit of play from the boot still being broken in. Once they're fully broken in though, I could go for several hours and not even have a hot spot or a blister or anything. Probably take a good month to really break them in. Maybe a total of 30 hours. The one thing I forgot to bring was my headlamp, and we are going to be running low on daylight here, even more so with the clouds, but we should be able to make it back before sunset, which is slated to occur around 7:11 p.m. or 19:11 p.m. I think we got about a month and a half to go before we have to fall behind and set our clocks back an hour, which I really hate that, and I think everyone else does too. That'll make hiking pretty much impractical for all trips going forward until the clocks spring ahead an hour in the spring. If life still allows me to do this kind of stuff, that is. And I'm optimistic. It probably will. You know, the Mystery Cave portion of this park, it's in a different area. You can't just hike to it. You gotta like get in a vehicle and drive to it. And this park is kind of similar to Lake Vermilion Sudan Underground Mine State Park, in the sense that you kind of got to get in a vehicle and drive from one part of the park there, the mines. And here also, you can't really hike to them practically from one part of the park to the other. This park, though, I don't even think it's even connected. Like, so you just travel through other land, and then you get to this Mystery Cave area a couple miles away from it. It's just kind of weird how they just kind of force-fed it into this park. Additionally, they both have really long names. Forestville is like a historic town. I think they have like actors recreating situations there at different times. I would like to do a hike through there one day. But after looking at this map with my current mind and how the experience I've gained over the last couple years, there's several areas of this park I want to hike at now. So I plan on coming back here in 2026 if it makes sense. It's not supposed to rain all night. It's supposed to stop raining like right when I'm slated to hunker down, around 10. But we'll see. It wasn't really supposed to rain at Cascade River State Park last weekend, but it did. And man, that was a cool one, man. I just got right in the tent and just hunkered down. And that being like my 120 something camp trip, I was ready for it. That type of scenario where you just get there, you set up in the downpouring rain and just jump right in the tent. It was just so cool, man. right now we are located in the southeastern corner of the state for the most part, and we're relatively close to Beaver Creek Valley State Park, which is the furthest southeast state park in Minnesota. I think this is the second furthest southeast. And just slightly west of here is Lake Louise State Park. Probably a lesser known, probably a lesser popular state park, a lot smaller. But if you're able to camp at least 5 times a year, I recommend you work a camp into that one sometime over the years if you can. Even though the campground isn't the most ideal, there's really no secluded spots. But some people don't really need seclusion. Some people might live in areas where there's absolutely nobody, so they might actually like to have neighbors. That's definitely not me. Okay, this is the it's kind of the entry. The ranger station, the check-in point. This is the road you come in on, right here. And there is no cell service here, but the Avenza Maps app still finds a way to work. So we're going to continue on this trail this way. We'll go down here, and then we're going to walk alongside private property, which is never one of my favorite things to do. It's not that big of a deal, really. I just prefer to stay away from it because even if I follow the map, I always find myself looking at the state park signs, which usually indicates that you're no longer in the park. So sometimes the private property is like literally right on the state park. The trail is literally on both. It's like right on the property line. I don't like that. It bothers me. Right here. Private property down here. Yeah. There's the group camps down here. I took a look at those when I did my scout of this campground here, which I don't have published. And they were, both sites were occupied. I believe there's the Sumac and the Riverview camp group campsites. So I couldn't go in them, but based on what I saw from afar, it didn't look like the coolest group camps sites that I've encountered. Now the one at Savannah Portage, and I believe there's still only just one there. I actually booked and camped there because I ran out of options on Labor Day weekend. And that is one of the coolest group campsites I've seen. It's pretty large also, so I would highly recommend that group camp at Savannah Portage State Park. It's kind of cool with the steps. Or the logs. This has an equestrian or a horse vibe to it. And I have seen several piles of manure, though I haven't smelled anything since we were in that one area when we first started. So I am soaking wet inside of my rain overcoat because of the sweat and the humidity. Still though, it's better than having the rain continuously soak me. And I do have a backup tank. white-tailed deer up there running away, several of them. Still running away over there. Pretty much can never see him on camera. At least not this camera. And I've looked into other brand body cams, and I can't really find one that seems to have the GPS the way I want it. And that's kind of the big deal for me. I really like having that in a specific time as well. I really wish there was a temperature functionality on it. More deer that way. Might be the same group. They're just running away dramatically. It's hilarious. So tonight at my camp, I have for dinner it's a Ready Wise brand freeze-dried meal. It's a cheesy potato soup, and that is my favorite of that brand. Hands down the best one they have. They have a decent chili one. It's a little rich, but it'll fill you up. But nothing beats the creamy mac and cheese from Mountain House. This kind of reminds me of the part of the trail at Fort Ridgely State Park. I didn't go on that part of the trail this year on the hike that I documented, but there's a really steep part on one of the trails, and there's a guy called Old Dad Revival, and he was going up that, he fell. But I appreciate that in a respectful way. I mean, seeing the way he fell, and he still posted it. There's a lot of dignity in that. Because he was trying, he was making that effort, he was going up that hill. It's a steep one. Alright, this is getting a little weird. There's a do not enter. I guess it just means here. Yeah, I feel soaking wet under this rain overcoat. I'm kind of worried it's leaking. I think it might be leaking. So I might have to reconsider my brand for rain overcoats, even though I really like these. Okay. We're still on the right path here. Yeah, I really don't think my arms should be as soaking wet as they are. All right, so make your drum rolls. There we go. There it is. Now we know Now we know, everybody. Now we know. And that's one password on the hiking club that I'm pretty certain no one will ever guess. Yeah, I'm uncomfortably wet under this rain over. There's no way it's not leaking water. It just, unless it's my sweat, it could be. I sweat pretty bad. But I'm thinking maybe just take it off. I'm probably better without it at this point. I'll just change the tank when I get back. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's just completely soaking wet. It felt like it was failing me last weekend too, but it might just be the sweat. It's just a little extreme. It's just extremely wet. So the problem with Gore-Tex is it doesn't breathe, so I just sweat in that too. I don't have a backpack cover for this pack, but it's fine. It takes moisture well. Now I'll just put the boonie back on. There we go. Okay. Yes, I think we're more than halfway through with the hike. Won't be too long. You know, another problem with Gore-Tex is it's really loud. So it doesn't really breathe well, and it's really loud. If you're just sitting still and not generating any body heat and not really moving, you're not going to generate sound as much, even though a little movement will trigger it, like a garbage bag. And you're not going to sweat really that much. So Gore-Tex is kind of ideal if you're just kind of sitting waiting in rain or probably in snow and wind. I haven't tested it myself in that, but well, I did one time actually, and within 20 minutes my legs were dripping wet from sweat. Out in the snow, I was like shoveling snow with them on, and I was beyond disappointed and disheartened with how wet my legs were just from the sweat, because how horribly it performed or did not perform at allowing moisture out, as I was told that it did by several people. One guy on the ham radio was even bragging to another guy about how the US military was so smart for developing Gore-Tex, and then after me personally testing it, I kind of just knew he was just kind of bragging, running his mouth, trying to sound cool, because you can easily overwhelm Gore-Tex, very easily. But everybody has different bodies, and I'm told some people don't even sweat. The rain's picking up again, pretty nice. I really like the red. So it's definitely more important to have my lower body dry than it is my upper body. Just based on my experience. I'd recently seam grip my boots, and you can notice it after I did it, but like I said, once you start using them, it camos up real well. So you don't even notice it, and then you have very good reinforcement. And boots like to come apart at the seams, like where the rubber meets the leather, etc. That seam grip really makes gear last longer and makes it more durable and reliable. If it keeps raining like this all night, I might be able to recover from a hypertension state just tonight alone. And my neighbor got me so mad the other day. They slammed the door so loud, my heart just jumped out of my chest. I was so mad. I was impressed at how powerfully my heart was beating from the rage. It was just like a perfectly taut drum. I just couldn't believe it. It just felt strong. That thing was beating like it never beat before. I couldn't believe it. You know, some people, they're just real pieces of work. They really are. Oh, we already went past the bottom part. Huh, okay. So now we continue this way. All right, no horses, that's good. We won't see massive piles of excrement. I'm a fan of that. Gotta keep my phone out of the rain. And once I stop moving around, my body temperature will drop and I'll start to freeze from being soaking wet on the top part of my body. I could just replace my layers with a dry layer and I'll recover immediately. Luckily I do have backups. I guess not luckily, I've prepared for it. I'm pretty sure the group camps are that way, but I don't want to look at my phone again in the rain. And the cabins are that way, where everyone's parked. They got their cabins. My sister stayed at one of those once, maybe more than once. Okay, so we are, it's not going to tell us where we are when I have to bring my phone out in the rain. 14:15. I'm pretty sure you want to go this way, and then we take a left. Oh, that's nice. You can smell the pine. Well, it's almost like the pine is going through fall and autumn. Wow. Now, this current body cam I'm using is called Mark, and I'm really hoping Mark holds up to this moisture. I made my own pop filter to prevent wind and rain from getting into the microphone port for the hole. There goes the park warden. Oh, look what we got. That's a really nice one. I know Stinkleberry Farmer likes to hang out all by himself in these things. Which I forget what they're called for a second here. We're going to take a quick break from our portage, or portage. It's a good opportunity. We're not going to sit on this side. Go ahead and enjoy Uncrustables. Maybe some nuts and a Noka. It's really annoying that happened. It really is. I'm pretty sure it's failing. Now I would want to seam seal it from inside, but the problem with this particular product is there's this mesh here that blocks you from the inner seam. So I guess I could seam it from the outside, which actually is what you would really want to do. It won't look cute though, and that will take a while. Oh, mull it over. Water too. Nuts. Uncrustables. I just love these things. I'm gonna nurse one of these bad boys too. I wanted to call it an arboretum, but I forget the name for it. Amphitheater, that's what it is. Now we know. When we're done with this little break here, we're gonna we have to head, I guess, that direction, so we actually might need to turn back. Go this way. There's some wood over there seasoning. They're holding up really well. I'm very satisfied with them so far. I had one pair I had to return because the ankles were too low. My pants kept coming up. If that happens, the rocks will get in the feet. enjoy this one. Cascade River was so far last weekend. I got there, it was dark. Thunderstorm and everything. It's like a 4.5 hour drive. This one was like an hour and a half or something. From where I currently live. Açaí. Get every drop out of these. If I'm in my car, sometimes I'll use the mirror. Sometimes I got some kind of edge. Get every drop out of these. Multifunctional piece of trash. I can use this as a garbage bag now. Whoa, I feel so smart because of that. You'll be able to see it now. All right. Feeling better. I didn't air out my feet, but I don't really feel like I need to. It'll be all right. Got a lot of moisture absorption and a lot of room inside of them. I can wiggle my toes and everything, so they're feeling pretty snug. Pretty dry too. They're feeling pretty dry. Unlike my rain over, the inside of my rain over jacket. Yeah, I might have to seam seal it. That's a monumental effort though. That'll take time. It's not good to know that I really can't rely on that to keep me dry anymore. I have other ones of other sizes, and because the seasons are changing, I'm going to be wearing a bigger sized one. So hopefully that one is more reliable, but it's the same brand, which I've grown to love. But now, maybe it was just my sweat. You know, I know the ghillie's a little overkill, but I like having it, but really, I just want to be used to using it and used to just always having it and being able to fiddle with it and know how to fiddle with it and just have the muscle memory, because if ever I do really need it, I just want it to be par for the course. I just want to be able to do what I naturally do anyways, so I can focus on other things. Which, if I'm in that situation, I'm probably in over my head anyways, but better to try to improve yourself and work on yourself than not do nothing at all. All right. I'm gonna have to keep this on the chest rig for now, just so I can wipe it. Thank you, buddy. Age well. That's cool. They kind of have this in the rock here. So we're going to, let's see here. No, we are gonna have to go this way. Yeah, we were right. I think when I looked at it earlier while we were resting, it wasn't oriented properly. Once you start moving, it orients itself the direction. You can't really see the arrow that well, but it orients you where you're going, like a compass. Like that, it orients. So we're gonna go up to here, back to the campground. But we're not even gonna run out of daylight. Actually, I think this is the parking for the camper cabin area here. I think. Yeah, amphitheater and the cabins. So now we're gonna go in the lower part of the testicular loops. The group camp's down there. I mean, come and look at them. I mean, what else? What else you can call it? Now we're off course. We actually don't want to go in there trying to find this trail here. Actually, it went off course. Maybe we were supposed to go this way. Yeah, this is where we came out. Alright, so it's playing games with my heart. Alright, we'll just keep moving here. A little backtrack. Long time no see. Clam or something. No, that's some kind of a... Oh wow, that's some kind of fungus or something. Indigo milk cap. Wow. I thought that was a... I thought that was gonna be a clamshell or something. Wow. That looked like a clamshell. That's really cool. Okay, yeah, we actually had to go this way on this trail here. A little detour, cool little rest of the amphitheater. I'm actually drying off already. Another thing about moving and staying warm is it helps you dry off as well, as long as you balance it. Balancing it is not always possible. I guess that's the goal of all things in life, is to balance it. A blue jay and red-bellied woodpecker. Hearing that thunder pick up in the distance. I'm not sure if it's closing in or moving out or going around, but the rainfall is pretty much perfect right now. It's very reasonable. And so when I get in the tent tonight, if I'm still wet, I'm going to lay out the Gore-Tex bivvy, which has the patrol sleeping bag inside of it. So I'll be on top of the Gore-Tex bivvy first, so I won't get any moisture inside of the sleeping area. The Gore-Tex bivvy is like its own tent. It's like a little tent for the sleeping bag, essentially. It's essentially a tent for your bedroom. And a Gore-Tex material is pretty much perfect for a bivvy type of situation. Because in a bivvy, you're usually kind of sitting still, you're not really moving. It's very ideal for a bivvy. A bivvy is basically a sleeping bag. There's a protection for your sleeping bag, but it's just like a sleeping bag. And I also have an emergency bivvy, which is like a Mylar sleeping bag. It's really lightweight, and I can carry that as a backup at the bottom of my rucksack. Okay. I don't know if I've identified these yet, so I'm gonna see what's going on with them here. There's common guild mushrooms and allies. Doesn't want to give away more than that. Now, one of my first hikes, I was at Nurse Grand Big Woods State Park in 2022, I believe August, and I encountered something called like a red slime. And I have not encountered that ever since. At least I can't recall seeing it again since then. So I'm kind of hoping I run into that again one of these days. And right outside of my home, I encountered, I believe it's called dog vomit slime. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy, like, because I discovered it like right outside where I live. Just came out of nowhere. Dog vomit slime. I know it sounds weird, but I think it just sounds kind of cool. And my feet, they feel really good. These boots aren't even fully broken in at all. They're not even close to it, but my feet just feel amazing. Nice and dry. nice and comfortable because of how I prep them. I use my own felt wool insoles layered with merino wool socks, and then I wear on top of that, in addition to that, merino wool socks as well. 2 pairs always, all year. 2 thick merino wool socks all year long. You know what, it might actually not be merino. Now I think it might just be wool. Merino's kind of a softer, gentler, now I think about it. So I think it's just wool, thick wool socks. They're still kind of nice on the feet. They're not like the cliche rugged wool that's itchy. So it might be merino. These maps, they don't like to tell you where you are. Well, that's 17. So I guess you could just look at the number and find it here. I still like having a dot. Alright, so we're going to cross this road, and then we're going to run into where we first put on our rain over when it first started raining. We're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. I like this part of the drive area here where you're going to the campground. This little tree in the middle. Remember when I first saw it, I just kind of admired it when I first saw it. So it kind of just stuck with me. Oh. People are kind of thick-headed. I'm clearly waiting for them to go, and they're just looking at me like they want me to go. There's a thin line between Minnesota nice and ultra thick-headed dunce. I know it's a little bitter, but it just gets tiring. Like if someone comes to a stop sign before you and they clearly stop before you, that means they're next. It doesn't mean sit there and be nice and let the other person go. Kind of like that. But I'm just kind of looking at him, you know, I'm just kind of giving the facial expression like, okay, you can go now. I mean, I don't look like a child. At least I don't think I do, so like I don't need to have my Pampers wiped. I could see if I was like an 8-year-old and I was looking around for my dad or something. I don't even think their plates were from Minnesota, which adds more insult to the injury. If you're not from where you are, you should try to not be a knucklehead. But let's end on a good note. And as Captain Picard would say, number 1. I like how the tree's in the middle here. I'm not being facetious, I really do. It's a little close, especially now. You see how loud he is? So that would be really annoying if I was here. And there's another set right over there. So it's not bad though. You could be here alone. When I did my scout here, it was a similar scenario. This site was open and that one was reserved. So I think that one's it's a little popular over there. or it's just a coincidence. Oh, that's actually where we put on our rain over gear. Wow, that's right. So we had one knucklehead in there earlier, and then we got another knucklehead in there now. All right, this is a really cool bridge. I'm just really beating the crap out of it. Fucking. All right. So I'm guessing it's not going to rain here for a little while. It might pick back up, but it might not. That wouldn't be enjoyable to try to get back up, but it looks like people do it. Whippersnappers, probably. Kind of get like a Camden State Park vibe right in this little area right here. Camden is very diverse in what you can experience there, so there is a prairie portion as well. But this reminds me of the woodland portion. That might be my favorite southwestern state park. Either that or Blue Mounds. Blue Mounds has those cool rocks, those red rocks. But I think Camden has more diversity in what you experience there. They got from prairie to the woodland. Some of the campsites a little more secluded from each other. But the Cardin campsites at Blue Mounds, those are the jewels. You can still have some close neighbors there, but they're pretty good. If you can't have Blue Mounds, I recommend the Cardin sites if you're able to. But they do have one of the worst smelling restrooms. It's like in a red brick building, a really beautiful red brick. Might be a WPA building. And I think there might be a shower in there, but it just smelled absolutely horrid in there. Absolutely horrid. There's 2 vault toilets in there, at least on the men's side. Usually when I encounter a vault toilet or a latrine that just smells absolutely horrid, I tend to kind of blame women. But this one at Blue Mounds, it was on the men's side, so there goes that theory, at least for that one. Whew. All right, so we're back where we started. Sometimes I get a little bit more bitter and dark towards the end of hikes, so I'll work on that. But yeah, it's a hike at Forestville Mystery Cave State Park, located in Preston, Minnesota. On a beautiful rainy day, late September, as the autumnal equinox approaches. It's closing in. Hopefully I will be allowed to shift out of this modality and into a better one. Thanks for taking a look. Take care.